I'm John White, and this month's mailbag first letter, Dear Southwest Yard and Garden, is it too late to start a new lawn? And this is from Sandra here in Las Cruces. And Sandra, starting a new lawn from seed, whether it's fescue or Bermuda grass definitely not. Fescue, you're real chancy, and what I would say is sod is a good choice this time of year. So you can plant either Bermuda grass sod or fescue sod and still have a good yard. And even though we're going into winter, it will take fine and do quite well. So the answer to that is sod would be the best thing to go with, and wait on the seed for next spring. Another question, Dear Southwest Yard and Garden, I have a rosebush that is overgrown its bounds. When can I transplant it? And this is from Randy and Deming. And Randy, rosebushes, especially if they're not pruned correctly, can get quite large in size, and one of the things that I might suggest first is to go ahead and trim it back pretty hard and see if you can't keep it within bounds that way. If the rosebush is just actually too big, if it's maybe a grandiflora where it's going to be quite large, then we do want to look at transplanting it, and what you want to do is root prune it at this time of year, and that's just simply going in with a shovel, severing the root but not actually lifting the plant. And then say about January, first part of February, come in and actually dig the plant, cut it back, dig the plant, and then place it in its new location, and it should do fine. So that's how you would handle that situation. Another letter, Dear Southwest Yard and Garden, I have borers in my fruit tree. Will a dormant oil spray help? And this is from Helen and TRC. And Helen, fruit trees do attract a lot of borers. Sometimes it can be a stress factor if the fruit tree has maybe had a heavy crop load on it, or is not being watered well, has not been pruned on a regular basis. That can sometimes put the tree in a stress situation, and then borers will move into the tree. Dormant oil probably will not do that much good on borers. If there actually is some eggs laid on the tree, you can get some control there, but most borers will fly in, lay the egg in the same part of the season. Egg hatches fairly quickly and the insect is in the tree. So dormant oil really doesn't do that much good. Another question, Dear Southwest Yard and Garden, is now the time to stop watering my plants outside? If not, how often should I be watering in the winter? This is from Rick here in Las Cruces. Rick, unfortunately here in our warmer part of the state, we do need to water pretty much year round. If you have a lot of evergreens in your yard, pine trees, junipers, cedars, cypresses, broadleaf evergreens, those do need water throughout the year because they are evaporating water off their leaf surface and transpiring water. So we do need to keep water on them. And also our deciduous plants, if you're in a real light soil, even though they may be dormant, the plant is still functioning and it is giving off little amounts of water, but it still is using some in its process. So we do need to put water on those. As far as the timing, we might look at about once every 3 to 4 weeks as far as most plant materials. Evergreens, we might do it once every 2 weeks. And the trick to it is giving a deep enough watering that you do wet the entire root system, and then it can go for a longer period of time because our temperatures are cooler. If we're getting any kind of precipitation during that time, snowfall, rainfall, as long as it's a ½ an inch or more, that will help as far as an irrigation, but it really needs to be a pretty heavy rain or pretty heavy snow to really make up for that. So we still do need to water during the winter, and winter dryness is one of the big reasons that we lose a lot of plant material in our area because they just dry out. So we do want to keep that moisture on there. So again, we do want to water year round.